Hey, good morning. Just past 7. It's Friday.
Hang on, I got to put my seat up. Maybe there's some subsidence here.
Oh, yeah. Freaking people out this morning.
Happy Friday.
Today going to be a pretty decent day. Sunny and breezy, high of 56. We have a little bit of rain, kind of drizzle this morning.
Yeah.
Later tonight, we're looking at some clouds and a low down to 37. Heading to the weekend, Saturday is going to be decent, sunny, 48, sunny and 53 on Sunday.
And I don't know if you've noticed, Johnny, but if you look, we used to be able to see the road clearly during the wintertime. And just in the last week, there's been a noticeable change in the number of leaves that we've got obscuring our view. So it's beautiful outside.
Yeah, we have a maple tree in our backyard at my house, and all of a sudden, boom, leaves.
Landscape beautiful again.
So lots of things to get to here this morning on this Friday, and we've got to find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Here's some of the local stories we're following for you today. Area Congressman Bill Huizenga is expecting a vote either late tomorrow or early Sunday on 3 foreign aid packages after a great deal of negotiations in Washington. House Speaker Mike Johnson is allowing votes on aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Huizenga says putting all three into separate bills for separate votes is an innovative strategy.
I think that's a better strategy than what had come out of the Senate, and which is what the White House and the Senate had said, which is don't bother amending it, House, don't split it up, don't look at it too closely. You just have to accept what we put forward, and that never was an acceptable position.
Huizenga says he's inclined to vote for the Israel aid, although he wants to know if any support will go to UNRWA, the agency Israel alleges gives support to Hamas. As for Ukraine, Huizenga says some of the aid would be a loan that he believes Ukraine would be able to pay back when the war is over.
Ukraine is one of the largest deposits of all the rare earths that are around. They obviously are very successful with agriculture. I mean, they're a very rich country in and of themselves.
Huizenga says Johnson has split the two so that House members in support of Israel but not Ukraine can vote on one or the other. The aid packages are expected to be approved, although they could possibly cost Speaker Johnson his role as Speaker, as some Republicans are threatening to remove him. Cass County Sheriff Richard Benke is not seeking re-election. Benke, who served as sheriff for 8 years, says the decision was not easy, but he has decided it's time for a new chapter in his life. Benke started out with the Cass County Sheriff's Department as a deputy in 1987. He was later named supervisor of the dispatch center and then the undersheriff, a position he held for 13 years before running for sheriff. Benke says it's been an honor to have the opportunity to make Cass County a safe place to live. He has not announced plans for what's next. Meanwhile, Cass County Undersheriff Clinton Roach has announced he's now running for sheriff. He's been undersheriff for 8 years and has worked for the Cass County Sheriff's Department since 1993. Speaking of the Sheriff's Office and law enforcement, Berrien County's 911 Dispatcher of the Year has been named. It's Stephen Ballard. At their Thursday meeting of the Berrien County Board of Commissioners, Undersheriff Greg Saunders said Ballard has worked with 911 Central Dispatch since 2020 and serves as a training officer and officer in charge. He was nominated for his role in helping to catch a murder suspect in Baroda last year.
On June 18th, took a call regarding a shooting that had occurred, resulting in one of the individuals dying. To help out, they looked for cell numbers that might have been associated with the suspect, and he made several calls and ended up speaking with the wife of the suspect, who was with the suspect at that time.
Through his wife, Ballard talked the suspect into surrendering to police, and he was brought into custody with no further injury. Board of Commissioners Chair Mac Elliott saluted Ballard and the 4 other nominees.
I don't know that in memory there has been a more impactful Dispatcher of the Year award than we're going to be dealing with this morning. All honorable and meritorious candidates.
Also recognized were nominees Bobby Evans, Cindy Napier, Sarah Blurton, and Dana Fitz and Mark Fitzsimmons. They were nominated together for their work as Niles City Dispatchers. Elliott said the nominees all work to change and save lives each and every day. So congratulations to all of them and to Stephen Ballard for being named 911 Dispatcher of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
That's good news. And tough job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're there in that time when people need them most and they're most stressed out about stuff. So anyway, in the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll get to sports in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
This is a special report from ABC News.
Oh, hey. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, all the other people that are watching this morning on our live stream. We'll do it live. Is everybody ready? You got plans for the weekend? Because your weekend last weekend was going to Florida to go on vacation. So my guess is
I'm still playing catch up.
More of a chill weekend this weekend.
I hope so. Let's see. Samuel and I, what do we got plans for? We're going to do some shed clean out, which he likes doing that.
Really?
Well, because I've got some boxes in there from my folks that we've got to do, just go through it and say,
okay.
Save, donate, that kind of stuff. And a lot of it's fishing gear.
Oh.
And he is so into the fishing right now.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
I'm encouraging him to start like a fishing club or something like that.
Yeah.
At school. Because I imagine there are a lot of fishermen who want to share their secrets.
Sure.
Maybe sometimes share some of the great fishing holes that they're going to. And
yeah.
As long as the kids don't mess them up.
Well, I think at Southwestern Michigan College and some other places they've got a fishing team.
Yeah.
So it's like, man.
And so I'm encouraging him to think about, hey, what if you were the captain of the high school fishing team? How cool would that be? And then I think back, if I were in high school and I had a fishing team, what would I be focused on?
Yeah.
Got to do homework. Fishing team.
Fishing team, guys. Yeah.
But it's good fun outlet.
Right.
Get the kids out
that
in
would
nature.
Be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we got so many great places to fish around here that there should be more fishing teams in high school.
Yeah, I love it. Because again, number one, it connects you with nature.
Yep.
You learn a lot about what to do and what not to do out there. You've got you kind of understand the cycle of food cycle for everybody and everything.
You understand what it's like to deal with the state regulations as well.
Yes.
Licensing.
Yep.
Learn the DNR stuff.
After you're 17. Yeah.
So when you're young, under 17, you don't need anything.
Oh
yeah, you have talked about that before. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
So yeah, there's even better reason that a high school team should exist.
Absolutely.
Get a teaching license. There should be like a teaching license throughout the state. It's like, I have a small group that I want to teach how to fish.
License. I like
fish
that.
Teaching license. Yeah, exactly. Bill says he's going to Wisconsin.
Bill,
for a stock car race.
Sweet.
That'll be fun.
That will be fun. Are you driving the car?
Yeah. Or are you just a spectator?
Yeah. Because Bill, if you don't know Bill is he likes racing.
Oh yeah. Of all shapes and sizes. All right. We'll get back to the show in just a minute.
You're not too freaked out about subsidence, are you? Because buildings are heavy.
I wasn't until you started talking about it.
Well, I mean, the report's interesting. 10 millimeters a year. Some cities are rapidly subsiding in China. So you got to wonder. I mean, because they do a lot of stuff differently than we do here. The mining of the natural resources. Sure. I mean, if they're mining under a city, it's going to fall.
Right. Yeah. If there's nothing underneath it with all that weight.
Yeah, I mean, they have a map of
closing the gaps.
They have a map of the areas dominated by fast subsiding cities. Right in the middle of it, Beijing is in the middle of one area.
Bill says he's going to be a crew member.
Oh, cool.
Are you like the gas filler guy? Are you the tire changing guy, or are you something else?
Which would you rather be?
Me?
On a pit crew?
Probably the gas filler guy.
Oh man, that's so much pressure. Though.
Carries the big jug jams it in there.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more pressure of being the guy that changes all the tires.
Yeah.
I mean, at least with I think it's Formula One. That's there's one bolt.
Yeah. I love that.
But all the other ones, they've got a couple lugs they got to do.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's he do?
Bill says he would be the Jackman. Jackman would be fun too, because a lot of times that you pretty much just got one.
Yeah, just one pump and you're
so
up.
powerful hydraulics that you just go. Yeah, that'd be tough. I love watching the competitions that they'll do. They'll do they'll be in a conference room or whatever, and boom, change all the tires and do all that stuff. All right, getting back to the show here.
Low 50s. A meteorologist, Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. We're on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. If you want to come hang out over there, we'd love for you to do so. We like to talk about all kinds of different things, pretty much the whole entire hour. I know you're listening to the radio show, and sometimes you'll hear an ad, or you hear the news, or you'll hear a Bloomberg report or something like that. Well, when that stuff's going on, we like to switch over and pop over to our live stream and do some exclusive content. So feel free to subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Facebook, YouTube, and X. Lots of things that we've been trying to catch up on this week, because like you said, you had a short week.
Oh, really?
Busy. Yeah. This
That's
is
right,
only
it
day
did take-
4 for you.
No wonder I feel great.
Exactly. That 4-day work week sounds pretty good right now,
It's
doesn't
feeling good. Yeah, I do like it.
it?
Because I was in Florida.
It's been a busy week for
Had my tan.
yeah. I noticed that you're not so tan, because you
No,
did the SPF
I did the-
1000.
100. It was a 100 SPF.
The pharmacist, that's not over the counter.
It's
is that?
basically they basically just say, you want the 100 SPF, and they give you the window shade.
Yeah.
And they just wrap this around your head.
Yeah. You might as well just wear a full bodysuit at that point. You probably get more of a tan that way.
It's funny. I discovered, even this morning, an area where my fingers
Missed?
that hit, but then the area around them that I missed.
Oh.
It was on the back of my leg, and there were fingerprints, or basically finger
Streak marks?
streaks of where I put the tan lotion on, and fingers. The rest of it was all burned still.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
It's a good indication of showing where you missed.
Yes.
And they have this. They have suntan lotion, and I talk about this every summer when I'm hanging out with family. Is that they should have it to where, because I know for kids sometimes they'll have the suntan or the SPF where it's a different color,
Yes.
and then it changes.
See, that makes sense to me.
It should be like that
It
for
should
everybody.
be neon green.
Yeah.
So
Well-
I know exactly where it's applied and where it's not.
I think on one of them it was purple.
Oh,
It goes purple and then it goes clear.
I would take purple.
Because then it's I clearly know
Yeah.
where the spots are.
I made sure to get my ears, because those babies are
Oh,
sensitive
yeah.
if they get burned. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. And they look horrible if they peel.
Mm-hmm. It has been a busy week for Caitlin Clark, as she
Yes.
had the WNBA draft, which I think was earlier this week, and she got drafted to the Indiana Fever, which I'm excited about, because
Yeah.
it's a short drive to Indianapolis,
Uh-huh.
be able to see some of her games. So I may have to do that this season.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of talk had been about her salary and how
Yep.
much money she was going to make this year, and it was not a lot.
No,
Like
it's
76,000 or something a year for that.
compared right across the aisle to other rookies, as you
Mhm.
point out, in the NBA. It's a huge disparity between the two. Yes, they play a different number of games, but you
Mhm.
take a look also at the money that she's going to draw in, and has already drawn in
Right.
for appearing on the court.
Mhm.
It just seems unfair.
So she wore Nikes when she would play basketball at Iowa.
Okay.
Looks like she might be getting a big sneaker deal
Uh-oh.
with Nike
Okay.
that could get her a pretty good sized paycheck, more than $20 million.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, according to The Athletic, her signature shoe
That's great.
could hit stores later on this year.
I noticed she was wearing a T-shirt, and I think it was on Saturday Night Live, because she
Mhm.
appeared on that this last weekend.
Yeah,
She had a,
like a little jacket, like
yeah, she had a
like a
jacket or
Letterman's
something
jacket
over
kind of
it,
thing.
and then it just for a moment it flashed, and you saw the Nike emblem right there.
Mm.
Very strategic placement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hooked her in on that one. So, but yeah, Adidas or
Adidas,
Adidas,
yeah.
and Under Armour had offered her big deals as well, but
They
she went
lost
with
out.
the Nike.
Mm,
I mean, it'd be tough. I mean, if you were comfortable wearing a shoe,
Sure.
whether especially if your school like was because I'm sure that Iowa was a Nike school.
yeah, could have been.
So she probably didn't have a choice on
Mm.
what shoe. So she's probably comfortable and like, well, I did break the scoring record wearing a pair of Nikes, so kind of have some affinity there.
And the $20 million, that doesn't hurt either.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you noticed something, and I did as well.
Yeah.
Awkward moment at the press conference. Press conferences are always weird, especially when you're the rookie. Of course, the flashing lights, all that stuff. You're dealing with all these questions being thrown at you. But one guy was he just acted weird.
Well, I mean, he's getting a widespread criticism right now. This is the Indianapolis Star columnist. His name is Greg Doyle,
Mhm.
and he's had to apologize now for what turned into a very awkward and very public interaction with Caitlin Clark Wednesday, a couple of days ago. He went to ask Clark a question at her introductory news conference on Wednesday afternoon. Just asked, she was the number one pick for
Yeah.
Indiana Fever.
Mhm.
But before he started his question, he did the little hand signal. And
the little-
if you're on the video live stream, this is what he did. He just did the little
The
heart.
heart thing, yeah.
And I love doing the heart. My son and I, my sons and I, we do that. So before the columnist started to ask his question, he made the heart at Clark, which is something she often flashes to her family,
Always, yeah.
who's sitting in the stands
Mhm.
when she was playing for Iowa. That led to the awkward and uncomfortable moment.
Yes. I saw this live.
So Doyle says, real quick, let me do this. And he did the heart sign at Clark. And she said, well, you like that? He says, yeah, I like that you're here. I like that you're here. And she said, well, I do this at my family at every game. So
Yeah.
he says, well, okay, well, start doing that to me and we'll get along just fine.
Yeah.
And then Clark's face, you could see her facial expression like, oh, creeper.
Yeah, I'm going to deal with it. Great, I have to deal with this guy for this long.
Yeah. So his comments, the columnist's comments, led to very strong backlash already from both fans, other media members, social media, criticism ranging from simply being uncomfortable to watch the exchange to wondering if Doyle or other media members are going to would ever treat an NBA player the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine him asking that to somebody on the NBA?
It's cringy, man.
A few hours later, Doyle did apologize, and he did so on social media by plugging an upcoming column that he's writing about the incident. And so now he's getting further shade for that, saying, oh, so you want to bring attention to yourself by doing this. Now you want to bring attention to the apology for the awkward moment by putting people over to your column that way. They're calling for his termination from the newspaper.
Oh yeah, he's gone. He's got to be gone.
And
just, I mean, I understand he was probably just kind of like, yeah, show some love to the press, blah blah blah. But it definitely gets misinterpreted and awkward.
And then following that, I think he's talking to, I think it's the coach of the Indiana Fever, and he says, "Okay, now you've got Caitlin Clark." And I guess he was trying to say something along the lines of, you've got all that talent that she has on your team at your disposal. And he said, what are you going to do with that? And,
I saw that too.
Referred to her as kind of an it and that. And it's like, oh, okay.
As an item, as a tool. It's like,
okay.
Yeah. And then even the coach was kind of just like, not really sure how to quite answer that. Cause it's like, we haven't really had a chance to talk all that much. So we're just getting to know each other. But next question.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But having those two, what are termed really awkward incidents, and you feel it back to back in the same press conference, he's going to get relocated somehow. That's my prediction.
Yeah. He's going to be writing classifieds, and
he'll be writing
obituaries and stuff.
He'll be writing cover letters to new newspapers and saying, hey, I'll be better.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, yeah, it will be great to have her on a team. I will say Indiana Fever, they've had the number 1 pick the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's going to help the team all that much get to a championship just yet, but I will say that it will be exciting to watch her play against the I've already been looking at that Chicago Sky matchup, and a lot of other people have been as well because of Angel Reese and Camila Cardosa, I think is her name, from South Carolina. So yeah, it's going to be good. Her and all these other players that are coming out of college definitely give us a reason to watch WNBA, which is great because she's getting that big endorsement deal. Hopefully that other players are going to end up getting bigger endorsement deals as well across the board.
Yeah,
as this goes.
When it comes to corporations, if the dollar makes sense, they'll spend it. So we'll see where it goes.
All right. We know where other things are going to go in just a little bit. Well, we're going to go to sports in just a little bit, as well as news and your Bloomberg Market Minute. That's on the way next.
Loan rates are trending downward.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, it kind of. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the Michael Jordan shoe deal, but it was certainly. I'm sure a lot of these shoe companies were clamoring to get her as the spokesperson because she's a huge star, which is like, yeah. Hopefully, this ends up being because people keep talking about her salary and how low it was. Well, maybe between this and her bringing more people into the stadiums means more dollars coming to the WNBA, which then goes across the board to all the other players as well.
In the WNBA, they play, what is it, 40 games?
I think so.
40 games this season? Yeah, or something like that. But so they play a lot fewer games, but they're getting a lot of attention right now. And in 2023, their win-loss record was 13-27. So that's tough. But you mentioned Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
This is Caitlin Clark. I wonder if she can have that same effect of, hey, we've got a lot of great team players.
Sure.
And it's not just about the fundamentals of the game, but it is about the team as well. Can she bring that spirit and a lot more wins to the team? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, definitely her competitiveness that she has and the drive that she has. I mean, really, especially in basketball, one player can certainly make a difference because what happens in practice, everybody pushing each other.
Yes.
That's going to be a big deal.
Yeah. So I could see it.
Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I would love to see Indiana Fever. I know the Las Vegas Aces are the defending champions. And one of her teammates from Iowa got drafted by the Las Vegas Aces. So that'll be a fun competition.
You know, and I'm thinking she's with Nike now. Michael Jordan was with Nike. I wore Nike when I played basketball.
So okay.
I think success is in the I actually did go to basketball camp when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My parents sent my brother and I we had to earn it. We had to pay for it ourselves. By working in the fields, I kid you not. But we went to Cougar Cage at WSU, which is why I'm a Cougar fan.
Yeah.
And it was
that's
fun.
Cool.
Yeah, Cougar Cage.
Yeah, how old were you?
Like
10, 11,
no,
12?
Yeah, probably
Middle
12, maybe.
Okay.
I think.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. So I was whatever it was, I was going into 6th grade.
So were you good, or was like your brother good, or you just both?
My brother was
basketball?
great. My brother was great. His nickname was Magic.
Oh,
because he liked that kind of style of playing.
Yeah.
And I was not very good at all, but I had fun. I had fun, and I got new Nikes.
You were the magician's assistant.
I was hocus pocus.
I wore Adidas or
Adidas,
as I'm actually wearing them right now.
Oh, look at you! Very nice Adidas. Those look like soccer shoes or something.
No, they're superstars, man.
Oh, okay,
superstars.
All right.
But I used to wear the pro models that were those were the high tops. Those were the basically the same shoe, just high top version.
Very nice.
Yeah. He if you ever watch the movie, it's actually pretty good. It's Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Air. It was I think it's on Prime or one of those other streaming services. Pretty good. Pretty good movie. Yeah, Viola Davis, I believe, is in it. Chris Tucker, but it talks about the story of really how Nike, because like Nike before Jordan, that's what's so crazy now is how much you look at how much money they make, Nike, and then the Jumpman, the Jordan brand. I mean, the Jordan brand makes more than some of these other shoe companies. Just how like Nike basically didn't care about and didn't put a lot of money into basketball because Converse, Adidas, and all these other.
Yeah. Is Reebok even still a company?
Yes. And
are they doing okay?
Shaq and Allen Iverson are in their like top tier executive board to help bring it back to popularity.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they both famously wore Reeboks.
Huh.
So yeah, we'll see if they bounce back.
Because I remember they were a thing. Reeboks.
Yeah, they were very popular, especially when Allen Iverson was playing. He really brought it back to relevancy, and then Shaq was wearing them too. So he had the Shaqs, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm not going to talk about the World Health Organization raising concerns about the spread of H5N1 bird flu.
You're not?
Unless you want me to.
No, you are already. So, all right, let's get back to it.
Slide to the accelerator, the pedal can dislodge, causing the vehicle to unintentionally speed up and raising the risk of a crash. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Hi, this is Pat Moody, and you're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just past 7:30. It's Friday, and today we've got a pretty nice day. The sun is out, and it looks like it's going to stay out for a while. High 56 today. Later tonight, we're looking at some clouds with a low down to 37. The weekend looks solid as well. High of 48 and sunny on Saturday, and then what they say, frost? What?
No.
Sunday, frost early, and then mostly sunny. So if you think that it's starting to warm up and it's time to start planting and all that stuff, no.
Yeah.
Wait. But a high of 53 on Sunday.
I was even feeling the heat earlier this week.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, yeah, frost is probably done. I can probably put some tomatoes out or something.
You know why you were feeling the heat? Because you were in Florida.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in Florida. It was sunny out there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Not a cloud in the sky the whole time we're there.
I'm happy for you.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, it was on, I guess it was Saturday, Saturday or Sunday. Maybe it was Sunday. One of those days, it was National Dolphin Day.
What? Did you see any dolphin?
And on that day, I kid you not, we saw a dolphin in the wild on this little secluded beach.
Was it jumping and all that?
It kind of went up, and you saw the fin, the back fin, and then it went away. And we kept looking for it again, didn't see it again. But a few minutes later, we saw one of those dolphin cruise boats, one of the boats that's looking for dolphins. They're pointing it over there. It's over
That's
there.
cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. See a dolphin in the wild.
All right. Yeah. Coming up here in just a little bit, we'll catch you up with sports. I was wondering if you just saw some Miami football players.
Did not see any Miami football players.
No pro athletes walking around?
No.
Probably the one that had the Cybertruck.
Well, the Cybertruck, and then the Ferraris, the couple of Ferraris that we saw, and then the 300 Porsches. Everyone's got a Porsche down there.
Awesome. All right, let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Happy Friday. Here are some of the local stories we're covering for you today. Good news for tall-masted vessels in the St. Joseph area. The Bicentennial Bridge in Benton Harbor in St. Joseph is back open for operation for boat traffic. The Michigan Department of Transportation and a contracted crew completed the replacement work of a failed hydraulic cylinder shortly before noon yesterday. The bridge had been in the closed position with limited boat traffic allowed underneath since March 27th. With the bridge now repaired, all boat traffic is welcome to once again move on through there after the bridge raises, of course. Berrien County Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Amy Bird has announced she is running for the office of Berrien County Prosecutor. Now, this comes after speculation that the current office holder, Stephen Perangeli, might forego a bid for re-election. The 15-year career prosecutor, Bird has worked at the Berrien County Prosecutor's Office as Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, and most recently serving as representative for the Prosecutor's Office on the Drug Treatment Court and and as a member of the opioid task force. She's had experience at the prosecutor's office working in the appellate, adult criminal, juvenile, and the neglect and abuse divisions. For the 2024 elections, candidates must file by Tuesday, April 23rd at 4 p.m. And the Bridgman School District says they made a mistake and for 2 years ended up taking too much money from area taxpayers. Bridgman School Superintendent Shane Peters says it started back in 2020 when voters approved a millage rate that was higher than what they were allowed to collect. As a result, about $1.2 million had to be reimbursed in the last month or so. We'll tell you more about that coming up at 8 o'clock. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Dave Wolf has sports in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher.
All right.
Bum, 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 bum.
How's everybody doing this morning? Any fun plans for the weekend for anybody?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Me?
Yeah, you.
What am I going to do? No, Jocelyn mentioned something about, as you talked about storage sheds, I think cleaning out a storage unit. Possibly doing that.
That's fun.
Yeah, tons of fun. So yeah, probably some
Is it
yard...
your storage unit or somebody else's?
No.
Okay.
But maybe some yard cleanup might be in order as well. Getting all that going. Yeah, I'm not sure what else. Hanging out with the dog as I usually do on the weekends. Sit and watch him sleep. That's pretty much all I do.
For the Florida trip, we boarded Russell for that time. And I think he likes the place where he's being boarded.
Sure.
I think he gets too much exercise. Because he came home sore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like favoring his back legs, and then when that got done with, he was favoring his front leg, and now he seems back to normal again. And we were concerned.
Sure.
Because,
maybe he was playing too hard.
I think he was playing too hard. And Stephanie did an internet research and found that oftentimes, especially as your dog gets over 10 years old, human years old, when they go board for a few days in a row, they can come back with the various limps and aches and pains. And
makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
he was trying to impress the younger dogs.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Or he was trying to keep them from bothering him so much. And in doing so, he was getting tense. But
I mean, we saw a picture. The place where we take him puts a bunch of pictures up on social media.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was like a puppy again. He's like running around mid-action poses.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of exercise, Google Maps now going to give walking and bus directions even if you don't ask for them. There's like usually you can go over all those different things. I guess they're trying to be more environmentally friendly. So depending on where you are, when you search for directions, you could automatically get train and public transit routes as well. Whether you ask for them or not, shorter trips will also give you walking routes.
I like the option to see.
I do too. Yeah. I like because especially if I'm trying to get somewhere, being able to just toggle over to the walking directions are nice. Except for before, what they used to do is you had to like select them before you asked for directions. You had to select what it was. And I remember at one point I was in one of the cities somewhere, and I'm like, all right, I need walking directions to wherever this is.
No.
Okay, it's a few blocks away.
Yeah.
And then I forgot about it and was like, all right, well, I need to get from this town to this town. And like, it's going to take me 6 hours. I thought it was only like 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the walking directions are on there. Forgot about it.
Yeah.
But the public transit stuff, that's nice to know and know like, oh, well, if I want to get to this place, I just go a block over and I catch this bus and I'm good to go.
Yeah. John Hawkins joining us. Hey, John. Good morning.
John Hawkins.
And Bill and Carla. Who else is there? Anybody else?
That's about it. And of course, all the other people that are
just the
watching.
the good morning crew.
Those are our good morning crew.
Yes. So I talked about bird flu. You want me to do this right now?
Sure. What about the bird flu?
So,
you mentioned that just a moment ago.
We've been talking about it for a while about the bird flu itself, and then in a couple of recent weeks, transferring over to the dairy population, cows. And we saw it start in Texas, and a shipment of cows came up here, and now some of the dairy cattle here have it. What people are concerned of, and what now the World Health Organization is weighing in on, is what's the danger to humans?
Right.
Because there's been at least one case of the bird flu making the jump to the human population. So now the World Health Organization is a little concerned.
Yeah.
They say that they're raising concerns about the spread of H5N1 bird flu, which they say has an extraordinarily high mortality rate in humans, because there was an outbreak back in 2020 that led to the deaths or killing of tens of millions of poultry.
Yeah.
And most recently, we've seen it in the cattle population. The UN's Health Agency Chief Scientist Jeremy Farrar is saying this remains an enormous concern. Because if it transfers to the human population, they say you could have a real bad thing happen.
Yeah. And to be cautious, are they getting rid of a lot of the eggs? Because I was at the store the other day, a place I usually get eggs, and they usually have tons of them, and they had none.
Really?
Yeah, none. So I get them at Costco.
There is no known risk. There is no, according to the USDA, there's no known bird flu risk associated with eggs that are currently in the market. No eggs have been recalled.
Okay. It may have just been because it was the week after Easter that I went to go pick up eggs. And honestly, I think that people just made a ton of egg-related things.
Yeah.
So that's a high possibility.
You got to hide the eggs. You got to eat the eggs.
You got to eat the eggs. So of course you're making the egg salad. You're probably baking a lot as well with eggs. So yeah, you're using a lot.
Here's the catch. What the health officials say is that eggs are safe for consumption if cooked thoroughly.
Okay.
So make sure you're doing that.
All right.
It's true, high temperatures can deactivate the avian influenza.
Yeah.
But there is a risk of inadequately cooked eggs having, different things on you.
Yeah. So scramble them, not sunny side up them? I guess, or just cook them properly.
Yeah, just cook them.
Okay. Good morning, Dwayne. Carla says, you two are so funny. She also said that Meyer was out of eggs recently as well. So
yeah, I mean,
because back in 2020, they had been watching out and recalling some eggs, and the price of eggs went. Price of everything has gone up, but I mean, the price of eggs, I'm just worried that it's going to go way up again.
Yeah,
which is not good because I love to bake and I love eating eggs, so that's not good for me. Oh, great. It's going to be a beautiful day today. Still sweater weather, in my opinion. It was, I think today's like what, 53, I think is the high. So yeah, I thought decent sweater weather.
Pretty day. So. And let's see, what did I have here? I think we have a sports addendum.
Oh, a sports addendum.
Yeah, because you know how good I am at the sports.
Oh, what are you adding to sports?
Well, let's see. Hang on a sec. Reporting in the results of yesterday's track meet.
Oh,
the 400 meter had I'll call it a stellar standout.
Oh,
in the 400 meter run, Samuel Lundberg.
Oh,
set a personal record.
Nice.
1 minute and 12 seconds.
It's faster than I could ever do.
To run the 400 meters.
That's awesome.
He finished 12th for his middle school.
Nice.
So Drake Fisher took the top one. It went Drake Fisher from Sturgis, Theodore Arsenault from Niles, and then Jalen Watson from Niles.
Okay.
They were 1, 2, 3 respectively. But number 12, I think that's just as good as number 1.
That's not bad.
Samuel Lundberg. So congratulations, Samuel.
Getting a personal best, I think that's important because
I think it was the first meet of the year because everyone has a PR.
Yeah.
But and then the shot put.
Oh, he did shot put too.
He did.
Are those the only 2 events that he does? Shot put and 400.
Yesterday they were. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong. But in shot put, when he put the shot, he finished 8th. Threw it for or put it 22 feet 3 inches.
That's pretty
Another
good.
personal record
That's
for
pretty,
Samuel Lundberg of Niles.
Pretty good. All right, let's get back to it.
We'll see some frost on Sunday morning before we get back up in the low 50s. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
You just mentioned it on our live stream about. Hey, I figured we should call it out on the air as well.
Oh yeah,
your son doing really well. Yes. Where was the track meet?
I believe it was in Sturgis yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in Sturgis. Was not in Niles.
And got a personal best.
He got 2 personal bests.
2 personal bests.
One in the 400 meter.
This is middle school.
This is middle
track.
school. Middle school track, and a lot of young people turning out for that. And he did great. Calling him out because he's my son.
Right.
He finished 12th and 1 minute 12 seconds personal record for the 400 meter. And then in shot put, let's see here.
So 400 meter. That's one full lap.
Okay.
1 minute and 12 seconds. That's pretty good. That's probably faster than I could do.
And then 22 feet 3 inches for the shot put. Put him in at number 8.
Nice.
Yeah. So Niles and Sturgis, they all did well yesterday.
And this is his first year.
This is his first year in
field,
track,
right?
and this was his first official meet because the first one that was scheduled was canceled due to weather. So he set personal records.
Your one of your other sons that's still in school, he does soccer.
Yes.
I was going to say football, the real football.
Yeah.
But he does that in the fall. So what does he do in the spring?
Does
he play tennis?
School.
Does he work? Okay.
Samuel is also playing tennis.
Oh.
And he played doubles earlier this week, and his team won. His side won. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's doing tennis and track.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of juggling.
And he wants to find time for fishing.
And fishing. Yeah. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to
Outdoorsy.
him. Some other things that are going on. I spent my morning listening to I don't know, how many songs I got through on my way to work.
Same here.
Taylor Swift's new album.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Tortured Poets Department.
Yeah.
I will say nothing is standing out as as a huge hit. They're great. They're great songs.
You're panning Taylor Swift.
No.
Okay.
I think I was a little underwhelmed with the duet of her and Post Malone.
Oh, I thought that was so good.
I liked it. I wanted less auto tune.
Oh,
there was a lot of auto tune.
Did they auto tune Post Malone?
Yeah, he had some weird auto tune thing, and I'm like, they both have. He's got a great voice.
Yeah.
She's got a good voice. And I'm like, I wanted to hear more of the natural sound.
I thought that was part of the feeling of the song itself, the content, the story she was weaving, the yarn she was twirling.
Yes.
No, I liked it. I mean, I listened to it, and I same as you, I felt a little underwhelmed at the first, at the outset, but then as I kept listening, it's like, oh, okay, this is really good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I need to dive into the lyrics and stuff as well and read some of that stuff.
Well, apparently she's writing about Travis as well.
Oh.
Yeah, because she's like singing something about sports ball.
Oh, nice.
When you take your shirt off and people are lifting you up and stuff like that. It's like, wasn't that the brother? Didn't the brother take his shirt off?
So yeah, the new album is out. I actually saw somebody post that the vinyl, because of course people love the vinyls.
Yeah,
the people love the vinyl, but they said like that's one reason why people love the vinyl is the artwork and the book that usually comes with it.
Footnotes.
It's like a 24-page book.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm sure there's a
24
bunch of
pages.
other extra stuff, not only lyrics and other notes and stuff, but yeah, 24 pages
That's
of
a lot.
stuff in there.
Oh,
so
I'll be looking for the typos. I love finding typos.
Well, they're tortured poets, so it's gonna be all like typeset, all typewriter.
Got it.
So
one of her lyrics even says, does anyone know what a typewriter is? I think something like that. Yeah, it's funny.
Or something about, does anybody even use a typewriter anymore? Something like that.
Yeah.
And then there was they name dropped Charlie Puth.
Oh,
so I'm sure he's another great artist, pop artist. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, and I'm glad that you didn't know who that was, because she said like he should be more famous.
Oh.
So
sorry, Taylor.
He's a great. I enjoy his music.
Yeah.
But anyways,
that's fun.
Other things going on that people should know about. We're less than a week away. As you mentioned, Travis Kelce. He isn't going to be in this, but he may make an appearance at the NFL draft that's going to happen in Detroit, which excited about that because it's going to be huge for the city of Detroit. And then the Chicago Bears, not too far away. They've got the number 1 pick. And the Detroit Lions just announced their new uniforms yesterday.
Oh, any surprises?
Not really.
Does it look the same?
Slightly different. some font changes and the numbers are different, have a different look. They're more, I guess I would call it more of a classic look.
Blockier?
A little blockier, a little more like the Barry Sanders era.
Okay.
But they did have an alternate one that was pretty sweet. It's black with blue, and then the helmets are blue with like a black streak. It looked pretty cool to see that. So yeah, a slight update to the uniforms, and they haven't had that for a while. So that was nice to see. But
all right, I don't want this to come across as sacrilege, but they are the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Why aren't they lion colored? Because you have 2 distinct colors on the line. You've got the body and you got the mane.
Sure.
Do that.
Right.
Be lions.
Right. Well, and even the lion that's on the helmet is blue.
Blue.
Yeah. They didn't used to be that way back in the day.
Yeah.
Their logo did have a lion.
I think if you're going to be the Lions, you got to look like a lion.
I agree. But Detroit is preparing for the 2024 NFL draft in a weird way. They brought in 2 birds of prey, which you'd think they would have brought in a real lion, but they brought in a hawk and a falcon.
What?
Their aim is to keep smaller birds from littering the city with their bird dropping.
Oh, you're kidding.
They brought in the bigger birds to knock them out of there.
That's funny.
Yeah. So they're doing that. Essentially, the birds serving as scarecrows to keep the city clean for the NFL.
Nice.
Yeah, you always wonder because the NFL basically takes over the city because now that they've been moving the NFL draft from place to place, it's just like how when the Super Bowl comes into town, they take over the city.
Yeah,
economy gets boosted because a ton of people are coming there.
Yep.
But yeah, you always wonder, like, what do they do to prepare? And that's just one of the weird ways that they prepare a city for that. Because of course, there's going to be a lot of outdoor activity. People hanging out.
Oh yeah,
in Detroit.
Don't want to leave the impression of Detroit. It's nice except the birds. You know, that kind of thing.
It's for the birds. Yeah,
that's really. Can they? So when they bring in the birds of prey to scare off the other birds, do they stay there?
That was another question I had.
Do they become Detroit residents?
Because if you introduce the bird,
do the rats complain?
Can you then say, "All right, come here, bird. Bird, we come back. We will." Yeah. Do you have a bird person that
a falconer?
A falconer. Yes, a falconer that brings
the royal
falcon
falconer.
Back.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's interesting.
Do they become like residents of the local zoo?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Or just birds of prey hanging out on the skyscrapers.
My other thought was, how do you sponsor that?
Oh,
because there's a commercial.
Yeah.
That says, I can't remember what brand it is, but they're like, Lone Falcon. It's like, I need a loan. Well, I need to go get my Lone Falcon.
Lone Falcon. Bring me some low interest rates. No, you could have the Ford Raptor.
Ooh,
right?
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that. Maybe that's why they're doing this.
Could be fun. Did you hear about Disney doing a renovation
with the parks or their Disney Plus?
Oh, well, I think they're working on the Disney Plus.
They are
thing,
working on that,
but that didn't interest me because I don't subscribe to that. But Disneyland Forward is Walt Disney Company's roughly $2 billion renovation of its Anaheim property.
Really?
Anaheim, California theme park complex is getting new attractions, new shops, new restaurants, and new hotels. The company says the updated theme park will create new magic for the city of Anaheim, promising new jobs. You get the new theme here? There's a lot of new stuff they're doing. And more than $202 million, they say, in additional tax revenue.
Wow.
In exchange, according to this article, the House of Mouse is not asking for public funds or even an expansion into the city. All they want is relaxed zoning rules and a proposal to privatize roads near the park. If you've ever visited Disney World in Florida, you basically go onto Disney's property and you travel a few miles before you get to the park. And it's their land. They basically have a president or a king or a governor or something like that. And they're very autonomous. Now, recently, Florida's government, the governor specifically, and Disney have gotten into a war of words. So this is interesting that Disney is pouring a bunch of money into their Anaheim property because that was the first one they had. And then it got so popular, these other places started building up and encroaching on Disney's area because they wanted to siphon off the success. And Walt Disney said, I'm going to find a new land in Florida. My Falconers and I are going east.
If you what I do like about Disney Plus is that there is a lot of that history of like all the archives of the history of, like, if you really want to know how they made Disney World or Disneyland, it is cool to learn about that stuff. And they don't call them engineers at Disney. You know what they call them?
Imagineers.
Yes. So they come up with all kinds of cool stuff. But I mean, there's Disney parks. What, Tokyo? There's
Paris.
Hawaii. I want to go to the Hawaii one, the Aulani one. They have like a little park and a resort. They have a resort in Hawaii. That is pretty cool. And then
they have a ship. They have Tokyo, cruise ships, right?
Paris, I believe. There's a ton of them all over the world now. But
I remember when they did the Paris one, it wasn't doing quite well financially.
No. I like the design.
Were too
the
expensive.
Design of the. You'll like the design of the one in Tokyo because it's feng shui.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No hard edges pointing at you. Okay.
They brought in people to make sure the design of the park was very feng shui.
Very nice.
So, anyways, so there you go. There's your Disney moment, brought to you by Disney. I wish. Coming up here in just a little bit, we'll have your Moody on the Market update. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
After your farm-to-table breakfast or lunch.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, that's like a full-on renovation. Usually, of course, they introduce new attractions and new parts of the park.
Yeah. Yeah, like here's the Harry Potter thing. I guess Universal did that.
Universal, yep.
And then here's our Star Wars thing. No, they're going all in. We're redoing everything, and it probably is overdue.
Yeah,
it was their first one. And have you ever been there?
What, Disney World?
Disneyland.
No.
Disneyland in
friends
California.
of mine did.
It's just everything's crowded up on it, and that's really what Walt didn't like, Walt Disney, and that's why he did the whole big buffer in Florida. And I mean, they had multiple people with different hidden names just going out. Oh yeah, you got some swampland here in Central Florida. I'll give you a few dollars for that. And eventually they found out it was Walt Disney who was sponsoring all of this, and he bought this huge, massive Central Florida to put the park.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, a lot of secrets with that, though. There was like secret land grab.
Oh, yeah.
That was going on.
And you can still see it today. If you walk down in Disney World, you walk down the main street there, they have the names of some of the fictitious companies that they created to buy the land. And it's right there on the Main Street shops.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right,
little Easter eggs.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, we got you covered at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Our team of contributors always on it, giving you business news as well as interesting people and also Southwest Michigan and why we love it here.
Oh, yeah.
All right there at moodyonthemarket.com. And your update brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And oftentimes we talk about professional sports and college athletes getting ready to sign with teams, and they usually have a signing day ceremony.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a celebration of, hey, you've made it, you're going to the next stage in life. Well, In the Moody on the Market report today, we talk about Niles saluting CTE students with their own signing day.
I like that.
Yeah, career and technical education students at Niles High School took part in a ceremonial signing day yesterday as they officially signaled their intended careers.
Nice.
Yeah, Ryan Boschool with Greater Niles Chamber of Commerce tells us the ceremony was first held last year to recognize and congratulate those students seeking to enter the skilled trades.
He says, just like the athletes get to have when they sign a letter of intent for a particular college or university, we're doing the same for these skilled trades students. He says the chamber wants to encourage students to explore the skilled trades. Many of the manufacturers in town, but also Corewell Health, the medical industry, they're looking for students who are embarking in a career that doesn't necessarily need a 4-year college university degree to proceed. So there's a movement to find some balance within the schools.
Yeah, so they had signing day, a ceremony at the high school. Representative of the Niles area employers on hand. About 25 students turned in their letters of intent, and they said, congratulations, you're going to do great. And you can read that full article right there at moodyonthemarket.com. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
They sign a letter of intent, and they're making the money, too, because they're getting going to the skilled trades and getting the jobs instead of paying all that money for college.
You know, and they can oftentimes now, if the CTE program is mature enough, they can start training for some of these things. You know, what are the skills I'm going to need from here? How can I apply math? How can I apply science and engineering? What classes can I take now that'll help prepare me for that career? Because, I mean, that's what kids, I mean, if you remember, it's like, okay, how's this going to help me in my future? Well, now you know.
And
the more you know.
Exactly. The partnerships with CTE and all the internships and apprenticeships that are available. I mean, a lot of times you could basically be learning the job that could be your career at a business when you're still in high school.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
So check that out, moodyonthemarket.com and the app. And your update brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. News, sports, and a whole lot more coming up here next. Rich Brand and Tarek Halsey of IMS Insurance. Yes, some great stuff happening down there in Niles. Not only with CT, but then they've got the campus down at the Bertrand Crossing campus, and their partnership with LMC and the chamber with the apprenticeship program. So yeah, some really cool things going on over there.
We heart that.
We heart that. Yes, we heart it.
Heart.
No, it's really, really cool. I love that they've started to do that letter of intent thing. I think it's really awesome. I mean, even too, you're seeing that in the smaller schools as well, doing the letters of intent, even for sports. You know, if I'm going to this small college to continue my career as a runner or baseball player, or softball player, or something like that. It's cool to see.
Yeah,
you always see them for the big super 5-star athletes. You need to see them for all things.
Yeah, and I like
when your son gets his fishing scholarship.
I tell you, boy, that'll be cool. So, Samuel, if you get a fishing scholarship, let's go fishing.
Exactly. And then he can
we'll go
use
fishing
that.
before
Use that scholarship to help pay for all the other stuff that he wants.
My retirement.
Yeah. All right, we got to get out of here, but we still got a full hour of the show left to do. So if you want to tune on over to 94.9 or listen on the app, you can do that as well. But you have a great day and a great weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you again here next week.
See you. Thank you for joining us.